Sitting and staring out of the hotel window. Got a tip they're gonna kick the door in again. I'd like to get some sleep before I travel, but if you got a warrant, I guess you're gonna come in. Busted down on Bourbon Street, set up like a bowling pin, knocked down. It gets to wearing thin, they just won't let you be.
Yo, 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 welcome Ram fans to Swollapalooza Summer Series. I'm Steve Ivy, and we're going to have some fun today. I have a great guest coming on in a few minutes, one of the new players who joined CSU, Augie Kiudulas. He will be coming on, but first I want to just talk briefly about some of the good stuff that was going on this week. And it's been a lot of fun. I'm going to put up something that, and I'll talk to Augie about this as well, but it was really cool to see a lot of the players from the last several years come back. These are people who played for Nico, but a lot of which were, more importantly, really wanted to celebrate with Ali Farokmanesh now that Ali is head coach. And so it started, I knew people, I heard people were coming back, but I didn't realize how many of them. And then, I went to practice on Monday just to get things lined up with Augie and with Carrie Booth, who I'll have on tomorrow. Then all of a sudden I started hearing, and then I saw the photo last night, or on Monday night, of the group at the rodeo, and I saw who was back. And so I figured, I'll go to practice on Tuesday and touch bases. And there I saw all, Nico Carvacho, Jalen Lake, Joel Scott, Isaiah Stevens, Nick Clifford, John Tonji, let's see, Josiah Strong. I'm forgetting some, believe me, Trace Young. And I apologize if I'm forgetting somebody, but then, so I got to touch bases with him, but I had forgotten to take my jersey to, I had a Nick Clifford jersey. If you've been watching me, I have a Nick Clifford jersey, and I didn't get it signed. I forgot to bring it with me. And so I saw Nick. I said, I got your jersey. He goes, where is it? I'll sign it. And I said, it's at home. He says, bring it back tomorrow. So lo and behold, I had to go today. Tomorrow, that was Tuesday. He told me that I had to go today to get the jersey signed. And then they were going to have, I watched for a little bit, about 45 minutes. I got to watch probably the best pickup group of games I've ever seen. I mean, there was some quality with the existing team and all these guys. And David Rody came to town. He was there, and Ethan Morton was there today, and Jeremiah J.D. Page was there. So it was pretty cool that they showed up. And I'll talk more about what I saw there, but we'll talk with Augie as well, because I'm sure it was kind of fun for him to meet some of the players. 4 NBA players were on the floor today at Moby Arena, so I thought that was pretty cool. Anyway, before I get started with Augie, we got to take care of a little business. So I'm going to talk about our sponsor, Highland Meadows Golf Course. Today's show sponsor, Highland Meadows, located in Windsor, Colorado, of course, near and dear to my heart. It's a premier public golf experience in northern Colorado. Fantastic 18-hole course that prides itself on providing tournament conditions on a daily basis. On top of that, you have a staff there that's dedicated to providing a level of service and an on-course experience that is unsurpassed by any other public facility in the area. And then a full-service restaurant to complete the experience. At the end of a round, you can finish off your round with a favorite craft beer. You can finish off with a nice Nashville hot chicken sandwich. Let's see, prime rib tacos. There's all kinds of good stuff on the menu. Like I said, it's a full-service restaurant. So do me a favor. You can give them a call. You can go visit the website. I got the website here. You can get a look at the beautiful golf course. Like I said, tournament conditions on a daily basis, where they double cut the greens, they roll the greens, cut new cups every day, paint the cups white, just like you're playing on the PGA Tour. So it is quite an experience. So hopefully you'll support them. They've been a great supporter of the show. So with that in mind, I'm going to bring on my guest, Augustinus Kiudulas, but I can call you Augie, right, Augie?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And good evening, Steve. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much for coming on. This is exciting. I wanted to start just by asking you what was it like for you this week to meet all those guys from the previous teams? Was it fun for you to get to know some of them?
Yes, for sure. I mean, it's just been a really good experience. Just talking to some of them too, like Joel Scott, Nick Clifford too. Just also Jalen Lake. Just seeing them for the first time, talking to them, getting to know them. That was a really good experience for sure.
I saw you. I saw you and Joel Scott off to the side on Tuesday. Was he showing you some stuff or working with you? Or I don't know what was going on, but I saw you two talking.
Yeah, we were supposed to work out a little bit with the coach Foster, but he just somewhere disappeared. So we just talked for like 10 minutes. I just asked him some tips how to play in the post because he's really good at it, and just how he's doing in the Germany in the first league, and just getting to know him, getting to know his experience at CSU, and just getting some more insight.
Yeah, he played 1 year at CSU after playing 4 years at the Division II level, and he scored over 2,000 points in his career. He's quite a solid player. So, but what was fun was what was interesting was, and people just to give people an idea. So Augie 6'8", you're listed at 215. Do you weigh more than 215? You look a little bigger than that.
I do. I was before coming to the United States before my freshman year, and that's when I was like 210, 215. Now I'm a little bit over 230, 232,
Okay.
231. So yeah, a little bit more.
Yeah,
more muscle.
I noticed it. It's not that you look crazy big, but next to Joel, you look big. And anybody who's familiar with Joel knows that Joel goes about 6'7", 225, and you look pretty big next to him. And that was a good comp for me to see, and it'll be fun when people get to see you play. So anyway, you joined, you came, you're from Vilnius, Lithuania, right? You grew up in Lithuania, and Lithuania is a basketball crazy country. It's kind of the national sport of Lithuania, right?
It is. It's just like a second religion for us. Just basketball it's everything because we don't really have like any other sports, to be honest. Just soccer is not really that huge. Volleyball, not really. So just basketball is just the one thing that people go crazy for sure.
Yeah, I don't know if people noticed and recognized the music I played to start. Usually I go with some kind of loud rock and roll. I went with some Grateful Dead music, and there's a reason I went with Grateful Dead music is because there's a link. I don't know. Are you familiar with what they did back in the 90s with the Lithuanian national team, getting involved with them, the Grateful Dead band, and they wore the team wore the Grateful Dead T-shirts, and they were like the hit of the 1992 Olympics in Barcelona. Are you familiar with that?
Oh yeah, for sure, Steve. Yeah, that's a good find. But you actually, wow, yeah. I mean, those shirts, yeah, they're like legendary shirts for sure from the '90s, like you said. Those are
You
nice.
had. I mean, the team was. A lot of people still talk about. There's some great international games that have been played, but one of the top games ever played at the international level was in 1992 in Barcelona, and it came in the bronze medal game when Lithuania beat Russia. And that was kind of the equivalent of the U.S. beating the Soviet Union in ice hockey in 1980. It was really, really huge, and it was a medal game too. Is that stuff? Are you brought up in learning all about that kind of that history of basketball, Lithuania?
I mean, not as much actually. I don't really try to go to the past that much, like '80s, '90s. Not really. I'm just trying to just be present. Actually, I mean, with all due respect, but just kind of stay where my feet are.
Well, I remember. I'm old enough to remember the Marcelonus and Sabonis era, and they were phenomenal. So anyway, when did you get started playing basketball? How old were you?
It was the third grade because at first I actually started playing soccer for 2 years in my first grade, and that was nice. But I mean, I remember just in the third grade, after school, I just randomly went to the gym with my friends and just saw a basketball practice, and I was like, wow, like what is this? And then just kind of just tried one practice, and then that was it. And now I'm here.
Yeah. So you started in third grade. Was it in school that you started, or was it through club stuff?
Well, at first it was like a school thing for like a couple of weeks, but then the coach at the school just kind of saw my talent per se and just kind of connected me with the clubs, the coaches, and then I just kind of transitioned from there to the club.
Now, were you I always ask this of guys that when they start, um, were you the tallest guy out there, or were you one of those late bloomers that grew late and therefore learned how to learn how to handle the ball really well? I always ask because it's really interesting to get a little bit of a perspective.
Yeah, I was actually like a crazy late bloomer. I used to be like a point guard, like a shooting guard my whole life. Until like age 16 when like over the summer I just grew like I don't even know what it is in inches, but like maybe like 5 or 6 inches. Like it just like a huge jump. And then started playing forward, and now it's kind of like just small forward, power forward. So yeah, I was like a late bloomer for sure.
I've talked with both. You're the third Euro to come over and play at CSU, and in the last few years, we've had one each of the last 3 years, with starting with Rashawn, and then Nicola last year, and now you. Obviously, Rashawn from Austria, Nicola from Serbia. You're from Lithuania, and when I've talked to them, they talked a lot about how at the club level, much of the training was really focused early on with a lot of the fundamentals. Do you feel like that was that kind of your background too? Was a lot of the training you got early, was it very fundamentals focused?
You mean in college or
No,
in
I'm
Europe?
talking about at the club level before you came over to before you when you were younger.
Oh yeah, for sure. In Europe, it's mostly yeah, just the plays, the fundamentals, like they said, and just mostly just playing through IQ, not through the skill. So like it's just a little bit of a different basketball out there for sure.
Yeah, I mean that's the one thing that you notice, and I joke with Rashawn about it, but the one thing the one thing that Rashawn does is set really good screens, and we talked about that, and he said that's because we're trained to set good screens over in Europe. That was just part of the fundamentals. I'm not sure they work that hard on that stuff in the United States. It doesn't necessarily show up, but it shows up with the uh, with the Euros. So you also so you started playing. Let's see. Did you play in the Lithuanian leagues before you came over to the United States?
Yes, I played semi-professionally for 2 years in the second league, and just kind of like practice for 2 summers with the main team that plays in the Champions League and then at the highest Lithuanian league. So just yeah, I have some experience just playing professionally with like grown men and just like strong guys.
What was that like?
I mean, it was an experience. I mean, just especially the first year where it's just like you feel young, fast, but I mean not as strong. And now it's just playing at a college level where you play kind of like similar guys, so it's just a little bit different, a little bit different.
So you also got involved with the junior national teams, right? Starting, were you 16, 17? I don't know. You were young, right?
I mean, since I was like a late bloomer, I wasn't really getting interest from the national team at the start, but I was invited to a camp when I was 16. I didn't go. I think it was because of an injury. But then I went with my year with my peers in the under 18 tournament, and we finished second. And then the next year, I went with the year older guys in the under 20 European Championship, where we finished second too, and just lost in the final against Spain. And then the third year was with my year guys playing in the under 22, and that wasn't a good tournament, but still an experience, still a place to learn and just play and just try yourself out against the best. But yeah,
Now, how many of your now did you play with the son of Sarunas Marcelonus? Did you play with him?
yes, sir. In the second tournament with the older guys, he's a year older, so yeah, I played with him. Yeah, it was. He's a great dude, a great player. He's
Yeah, we
good.
saw him. We saw him in Moby Arena. He played. He played for St. Mary's over in the United States, and he came in, and we were back in. Oh God, it was 24. It was it was just last year. It was the year before last, when CSU was undefeated and ranked about 12th in the country, and St. Mary's came in, and Marcelonus had a really good game, and they beat us by about 3. Of course, we were missing 2 players. Jalen Lake and Josiah Strong were out, so we had an excuse. but they had a good team. He was a great player. There's been some others that have come over to the United States have been really successful. There was a kid who played at the University of Arizona, I believe,
Yes, sir.
Tubelis. Had you played
Yes,
with
sir.
him at
The
all?
baddest. On the team, no, but we played outside. I know him. He's cool too. So I mean, but we never played on a team just like that. No, never.
Yeah, I mean it's we've seen a lot of success out of the Lithuanians. Like I said, Marcelonus was the West Coast Conference Player of the Year last year with St. Mary's.
Yes, sir.
Tubelis was I think all Pac-12 2 years in a row, and then now Arizona's in the Big 12. But he absolutely had some games. He was good,
Yeah.
good big man. So
Yes, sir.
that's it, and so it's exciting for that. So here you are. You're playing over in Europe, and you decide to come to the United States, right?
Yes,
And
sir. Yes, sir.
you start with Indiana State. Why did you choose Indiana State?
I just felt that the coaches trusted me and just felt like a right fit. But also, that was the summer where I played with a national team, so I committed kind of late. I feel like it was like at the end of July, so I missed the whole preparation and during the summer. So and that's why it was like a tough year to like kind of start myself off the first year. But I mean, yeah, just felt that the coaches were believing in me and just felt like it was the right fit.
Now, did you get injured your freshman year? Because you didn't play a whole lot of minutes. Did you get hurt?
Actually, I did get hurt, but I mean, not for the whole season. No, just for like couple of first weeks, and then I was good. But I mean, just we had like a special team. We went to the NAT final. Should have went to the tournament, but it is what it is. It's learning from players like Robbie Avila, the Goggles,
Yeah.
Ryan Conville, Isaiah Swope, Jason Kent, Julian Lair. Like I still talk to those guys. So I mean, just learning from them every day, like asking them questions, calling them, just keeping a relationship, and they're really great players. So I'm just happy for
Yeah,
them.
that was that was a heck of a team. Like you said, NIT, they lost. I think you had the game won and then lost it late, right? And then, but
Yeah,
that team won. That team won 32 games, and that team should have been in the NCAA tournament. And those of us who've been around CSU for a while go back to the year 2015 when we had a team that we thought was going to go to the NCAA tournament, and we sat and watched the selection show, and at the end, it was like, how are we not in the tournament? And it was the most horrible feeling. Was it the same way for you guys with Indiana State?
well, yeah, but I mean, we couldn't just be sad because NAT was waiting for us, so we just kind of like talked with the coaches, with the players, and we're like, just it is sad, but it is what it is. And we were just preparing for the NAT and just try to get as much as possible, get as many wins as possible, and just enjoy this last ride because we had a couple of seniors, we had guys who transferred, so was just trying to enjoy the experience as much as possible.
Yeah, I'm like it was a heck of a run, like I said, and a fun run, and it's always CSU back in 21. lost in the semifinals of the NIT. It was the COVID year, and they didn't have any fans or whatever, but they lost to Memphis in the semifinals. Got the revenge on Memphis last year in the tournament. So from Indiana State, now did you went into the portal and you chose VMI. I have a question here. Here's somebody. We have some comments. We have people. We have an audience out here. How much of a culture shock was it moving to the U.S. and then adapting to a military academy life at VMI? What was that like?
Well, to be honest, I don't even know if I can actually explain it, because it was surreal, especially like the very first weeks. Because I mean, the whole VMI culture and just first of all, the first year at VMI, you have to go through the called rat line, which is like 6 months of just people yelling at you, calling you different words, but it's like usually they call it like rats, rat Kiudulas. So it was just surreal. So I mean, but I don't know, just trying to just play through it, just kind of like just survive and just think about basketball and just kind of stay down, don't get into any trouble, and just do whatever I can to be successful.
I'm just curious. So here you are, you're a sophomore technically, but since you're brand new to VMI, they treat you as if you're a brand new freshman. Is that how it goes?
Yes, actually, yes. Yeah, that's exactly. It was like 5 of us transfers. One of them was even like a junior, but he was like a redshirt. So he was like a sophomore, but yeah, like 5 of us were transfers, like older guys, but still like we were called just rats, just doing this whatever, like pathetic, whatever. And so we just had to, just had to stay together and just go through all that stuff. But then after those 6 months, it was easier, but just, it was almost, well, like March. So, I mean, it wasn't that bad anymore, but it was a culture shock. I mean, I can't even explain it, but it was hard, but it just makes you mentally and physically stronger. So I felt that the whole experience that I just went through, that maybe made me a better person and a better player for sure.
Yeah, and and of course your game really exploded at VMI. You ended up, I think, over 15 points a game, over 6 rebounds, just under 2 assists. Got to the free throw line a lot, but I top 10. I think 9th in scoring, 7th in rebounds, and like I said, the game really exploded. Was it you getting more comfortable? Was it a better system for you, or what allowed you to really make that major leap from the year at Indiana State?
Well, first of all, the coaches trusted me more, because also I was, after Indiana State, I didn't even come back home. I went straight to VMI, so I was practicing almost by myself for like a month before all the other guys came in. So I was practicing with like all the coaches, just talking to them, just going through stuff mentally, and how I could just elevate in basketball too. So just committing that whole summer just for the season. I feel like that set a foundation for the season. And that's how I could just be confident and just play my game, just trust myself more than I was in Indiana State, and just do whatever I can.
Yeah, and obviously, like I said, you exploded. You had 10 games of 20 points or more. I think you had 6 games with double-digit rebounds, a bunch of double-doubles. And like I said, really good at getting to the free throw line and shooting a really good free throw percentage. Do you see that is that a big part of your game, is knowing how to get inside and draw fouls?
Yeah, I mean, I take pride in that, but also just right now in practices, even like you mentioned, Roshan, my fellow European, he makes fun of me because he calls me a foul baiter. Whenever I drive to the paint, I always try to get fouled. So I mean, he makes fun of me because of that. But I mean, yeah, just I'm physical, I like to drive. I like to be physical. I like to initiate contact and just be versatile. So I mean, yeah, just getting to the free throw line, that's one of my go-tos for sure.
The thing when we I had Ali on my show, Coach Ali on in April after he had finished with all the players out of the portal, and you were I think you were I want to say the fifth player out of the portal right before Jevin. But kind of toward the end of April. Anyway, when Ali talked about you, he said he had done some research, and he had some friends who were coaches back in the Southern Conference, which for people who know basketball know the Southern Conference is really good. Our previous coach, Nico Medved, had coached at Furman. There's great programs at Chattanooga, UNC Greensboro. I mean, I can Wofford, just all kinds of really top schools that would be kind of middle of the pack in the Mountain West. They wouldn't be at the top, but they're good programs. And when Ali talked to the coaches, he had a coach tell him that you were one of the three toughest guys to scout and defend. Did you feel? I don't know if you heard that from Ali, but did you feel did you feel the full force of being like kind of the number one guy on the scouting report when you played?
I mean, I don't know if I felt it, but I mean, I felt like whenever I was running the ball or just kind of posting up, people were doubling me, tripling me. So I mean, just kind of like tried for me to like pass the ball, play make more than just to score the ball. But against the Furman, I mean, I don't know, just I had a couple good games, so maybe that's why they said that. But I mean, I don't know, just I feel like I'm a mismatch on offense. I mean, I'm a bigger guy, 6'8", big guard, just can play make and can shoot, can drive. So I mean, I just feel like for a specific team who doesn't have these type of guys, I don't feel like they can stop me for sure, for real. So I mean, just maybe I was lucky against Furman in that way.
Did you? I saw it listed. I've seen it listed from a position perspective. I saw you listed as mostly a center and some power forward. Is that really true, or are you more of a kind of a ball handling forward? What position did you play at VMI?
At VMI, I was actually, I would say I was like 70-80% as a five because our five got injured. And then just kind of like just coaches trust me more as a five because I could play make, I could drive, I was faster, I was physical too. But I mean, I'm mostly a forward, the one that can play make too of the ball screens. And since like I said, I was a late bloomer, so I have the handle as a guard. So I mean, I can also play on the perimeter too, but also post up. So like I said, I'm just a versatile guy and just can do both. So I feel like I'm small forward, power forward, and a center if needed.
You got it.
Like Draymond Green.
Which works. We'll talk about how that fits at CSU because it obviously fits in terms of the way it's a little more positionless. So here you go. So after VMI, obviously you had a great year. I don't know if people were in your ear, but you go into the portal. And tell me about your portal experience this past year.
It was actually a hard time because I just didn't know what to do. There was so many opinions, so many people talking to me, so many people just kind of tell me what should I do. But at the end of the day, I just kind of just tried to listen to myself, what I was feeling. And I mean, I'm at CSU now, so I felt like CSU was the best option and the best fit.
What other schools did you talk to?
I mean, I can't even, it was a lot of schools, like over 20 schools at least for sure. So, I mean, also interested were like Boise State actually from this conference. So just also from like Big Ten, couple of schools, from ACC, couple of schools. But I mean, coming to a visit here at CSU, I just felt the culture, saw how coaches interact, how they were, and just I felt like this was the best fit, and just I felt like this conference is really good. And like we saw, I mean, you showed the photo for NBA players, so I feel like it is possible to go to the league from this conference, and especially from this program, especially with all these coaches too.
So here you are. You've been practicing for. I got a comment here first from Taylor. Headband Augie. Everybody noticed the headband.
So,
Is that new? I didn't see. The older pictures. I didn't see a headband. When did you start wearing a headband?
actually, only this past year at VMI because I just felt like, I mean, first of all, I went to a military school, which is just absurd for me. Even my family were like laughing because I mean, I would never go to a military school, especially in a different country. So I was like, yeah, like if I'm doing that, like might as well change something else. And I changed, tried to use the headband. I liked it. And now I'm trying something new with a mustache. So I mean, just
There you go.
trying something new, trying.
Now have you met Joe Palmer? Joe played here in 2023 and 2024, and he made the headband popular. Have you met Joe at all?
No, not yet, sir. Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, you will. He'll. I'm sure he'll stop by. But I noticed you and Brandon is wearing a headband now. And was it? I saw another one. Jace Butler maybe, or was it Darnell?
It was actually John. It was John actually.
Oh, there it goes, John McConan. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So there you go. That's so here you are. You've been at CSU you started in early June. You've been going for what, 6 weeks or so, 7 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
How do you see yourself fitting in? Where do you feel most comfortable in terms of position on the floor?
Position, like you mean as a position like forward or like?
Yeah, 3, 4. I know you probably won't play a 5 with this offense just because of your ability to put the ball on the floor.
Sir, I mean, like you said, like in this system, 1 and 4 are like interchangeable. Like you can move like throughout the court, like everywhere as a 4 and as a point guard, for example. So just, I mean, so far it's been great, but just I mean, a learning experience. Just still trying to learn, especially trying to learn the players too. Just kind of like how to play together and just do whatever we can just to get better. And I mean, so far, I don't even know position wise, just a forward, just because I mean, as a 3 and as a 4, it's actually the same position. So
here's another question: who do you like to play 1-on-1 against the most in practice?
Well, so far I've played Josh Pasquarelli, Kerry Booth, Jevin Muniz, and I think that's it. So from those, and actually also Rashan, we played Rashan too. So out of those 4 guys, I would say, I would say Josh Pasquarelli because he's my roommate. So after every win, we can trash talk each other and just kind of like make fun of each other more. So just I feel like that.
Well, I got to share something with you. There are a couple of guys there today, David Rody and John Tanjay, and of course David's about 6'5" and about 250 pounds. He was that in 2022, and John's a little bigger now. He was probably about 200 and maybe 210 back then. And they used to go at it man to man. They used to go 1-on-1 in practice. Tanji was the only one who had the guts to go after Roddy 1-on-1 because Roddy would just knock people around. And John, of course, John ended up as an All-American at Wisconsin this year. I don't know if you got a chance to talk to him much, but he played 4 years at CSU and then ended up a 2nd-round draft pick with Utah. So, but he was the only one that had the guts, and it was kind of fun. I used to die laughing when those two would go at it in practice because it was pretty violent.
Yeah, I mean, I actually guarded Roddy today too, so I mean, I can see what you're saying. Yeah, he's strong. He's wide. He uses his body well. So. Yeah, I mean, he's a good player for sure.
Yeah, you've had, of course, if you've had to work against Rashan, you're working against a similar Rashan is big like Roddy, and so
yeah, I would say Rashan is actually bigger because I mean he's just, I feel like he weighs more, so I mean just bigger, stronger. So I mean,
yeah, he's really. Now, do you so you room with Josh, but obviously you have a lot of new guys. do you? I was going to ask, and it's a new team to you. We have 10 new players. We have holdovers: Rashawn, Nicola, and Kyle, and then John and Darnez were both redshirted last year. Who are the guys? If I mean, you've played against a bunch of players. You played at Indiana State. You played at VMI. Are there one or two guys that have stood out to you in practice? I've been asking everybody this. Are there one or two guys that you think are unique or different or really good? Or just give me an idea of one or two guys you think stand out.
One or two guys that stood out. I would say one of them for sure is John. Because, like you said, he redshirted, but I mean, he's been great so far. Like, he's been scoring, he's been defensively really good too. So, I mean, for sure, him. And the second one, I would say, I would say two guys, kind of like Gary Booth, just the way he can dunk the ball, and he's just so athletic and just tall, just for no reason. So, I mean, him. And then I would say Brandon Recksteiner, like the way he can shoot, but also how strong he is in the weight room too. Like he can outlift me too. So it's just kind of like I kind of get mad at him for that because I mean I feel strong, but he can outlift me in some.
Well, he comes from a family of wrestlers, so
oh, yeah.
he's been he was the first I had on, and it was fun talking to him but he talked about, I work out 2 or 3 times a day, and it's like, oh my God.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Anyway, so has it been? Have you enjoyed Fort Collins? Have you had a chance to see much of Fort Collins?
Not much, but I mean, yeah, I went to downtown a couple of times just to get some food. I mean, haven't seen much because we've been working out so much. Just like you said, I mean, like Brandon works out 2 or 3 times a day. Like me too. Like I wake up in the morning 6 a.m. every day, just work out, then live, then practice, and then come back at like 5 or 6, work out again, and just go to sleep at like 9. So I mean, you don't really have time to like check out any places. But during the weekends, yeah, like me and Josh and a couple other teammates, like we just go and get some food. So so far it's just been checking the food spots. So not much yet, but I mean, I'm looking forward to it though.
So did you get to go to the rodeo the other night?
No, I'm not I haven't expanded my countryside yet. So I mean, I don't really mess with the bulls and all that stuff. So no, respectfully, not yet.
I passed. I went to a rodeo a few years ago, and it was kind of fun, but it's not exactly my cup of tea. Anyway, I'm going to let you go. We've been on for half an hour. It's gone really fast.
Oh yes.
I appreciate. I really appreciate you coming on. It's a great chance to get to know you, and I know these are the dog days of summer, and this is when this is working on chemistry, learning. I know it's kind of overwhelming. It's like the American expression of drinking through a fire hose, trying to learn all the stuff and get comfortable doing everything. And I've seen a pretty darn good player, and I love what I'm seeing out on the floor from you. So it's going to be, I think, a fun season. It's been exciting to watch you, and it's going to be exciting to watch you develop over the course of the season in this program, because I think it fits. I think it really fits what the type of player you are. I think you're gonna excel in this system. So, Augie, thank you so. One more thing. Are you going to wear the headband? Are you going to wear the headband during the season? And are you talking to CSU about doing a headband night for the fans?
I mean, coach has promised me to have a headband at least 1 game or 2 games. So I mean, I hope so. But yeah, the headband Augie or. What was it called? Augie band. Yeah, so I'll wear the Augie bands every game, every practice. I'll take pride in it for sure.
There we go.
And maybe the mustache too. So
here we go.
Here
we go. Taylor with headband night, Augie band night.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We'll be screaming for it from this from my YouTube stream. Everybody, all the fans, we'll get everybody lined up for Augie band night. So anyway, hey. Thank you so much for coming on. I hope it's been fun for you. It's been a joy for me. And like I said, we'll see you around practice. We'll keep watching you grow and develop. And I know Ram fans are going to have a great time getting to watch you play, Augie. So thanks again.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me, Steve. Have a good night. Have a good night,
You
all
too.
fans.
Have a great
Yes,
night.
sir.
Augie Kiudulas. What a great he's fun. He's a good guy. I think you're going to enjoy watching him play. Like I said, he's 6'8" and he is 230 pounds. He's a horse, but he moves really well. Puts the ball on the floor really well. And like we saw what Joel Scott did in this conference. Augie's bigger than Joel Scott. He puts the ball on the floor better. Does he have the inside moves and the toughness of Joel? We'll see. But he does know how to get fouled. And so, and he can shoot the ball as well. So you're looking at a guy who very much can pass the ball, cut, put the ball on the floor. He should be a very, very natural fit with CSU to play, kind of the 3 and the 4. He can definitely get some guys, post guys up, down low, but he can definitely get the ball in the perimeter and work off a ball screen as well. So and distribute it as well. So I'm excited to see him play. So thanks. Thanks to Augie for joining us tonight. Hopefully you enjoyed that. I'm gonna talk before I go. I'm gonna spend a little time just talking about what I got to see today, because I have to tell you this was I have had so much fun today. It didn't start out as a perfect day. As you know, I have a puppy, my little puppy Bowen, named after Bowen Born, and Bowen is a great puppy, but Bowen does not sleep through the night. My wife puts Bowen to bed. I go to bed about 9:30, 10 o'clock, and knowing that I'm on duty to get up if Bo has to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. Well, Bo got up at 2:45 last night. That's a little earlier. He's been sleeping mostly till about 4:30 or 5. He got up at 2:45. I took him out, and he wanted to sniff around as well for the first time. I don't know what was going on. He's turning into a bat or something, not a dog. He wants to step in. Anyway, I was dead tired. I caught a little bit of sleep this morning, but I headed over to get the jersey signed. And that's the first thing I found out when Neek was going to be there. And there's the shirt. And if you look at it, there's Neek's signature signed in green. I don't know if the green shows up. I could have done it in black, but I decided I wanted to do it in green. And I asked Neek, have you been signing shirts? And he said he went to this. He was at the Sacramento Kings team store back in Sacramento. And he signed a bunch there. So I wasn't the first. I said, am I the first green one? He goes, yeah, I think so. So I will have the first green Sharpie autographed Neek Clifford shirt. I talked to Isaiah. I said, Isaiah, I'm going to want one of your shirts too, but I don't want any number 40 because that's what he wore in Summer League. And he looked at me and said, 48 for me either, but he said the single digit stuff is taken and there's a bunch of numbers retired. So he doesn't know what number he's going to wear with the Sacramento Kings as well. But I'll figure out a way to get one of his shirts as well. And that'll be fun. It was great to talk to him. Great to talk to all the players. I got to talk to Tanji yesterday. What was really interesting was practice started, and one by one, the players, the returning players started coming out to watch the practice, and they were in the weight room. They were all working out in the weight room. Neek took a little time off. Neek was very tired from Summer League, but the other guys were in the weight room. And the last one out was Tanji. And he's built, folks. He is built like a freaking rock nowadays. He's a big boy. And he looked good. It was great talking to him. And he's excited. And, I'm excited he's in Utah because I think I'll get a chance to see him. My daughter, as you know, lives in Utah. We're going to get a chance to see him. I think we'll go out and visit and maybe catch him, whether he's with the big team or the G League team. John's on a 2-way contract with Utah their G League team plays in Salt Lake City as well. So they practice. I think they practice a lot together. So it'll be a good situation for him. I got to touch bases with Rody. He's excited to be heading to Toronto, and then obviously, like I said, I talked to Neek and Isaiah. Neek is excited. Neek will play this year for sure. And he'll get, because of his versatility, because he can play the 1, the 2, or the 3. You'll see him get minutes with the big team, with Sacramento. Zay will have to work his way in, but I have total confidence in him. It was also fun, like I said, talking to Lake, talking to Carvacho, Josiah Strong, Joel Scott, Trace Young, who was a walk-on who transferred to Louisiana State. Trace was always big with social media, but I asked, you can do social media stuff for a living? You're going to become an influencer? He says, no, I'm going to go into the NIL space and start an NIL related company. So that was exciting to talk to him as well. And I got to touch bases with Ethan Morton this morning, JD Page. And like I said, I'm probably missing people, but it was just so much fun. First thing this morning, there was Isaiah and Neek getting their picture taken with President Amy Parsons. I put a picture on social media with Neek and Amy. Called it a king and a president, real royalty. And I teased Amy a little bit. Amy's great, but Amy was at the rodeo the last 2 days in denim, and she was dressed in a beautiful, more of a black business dress today, knit business dress. And I teased her. I said, denim yesterday and beautiful black dress today. And she goes, yeah, I got to play the part every day. It changes. It was kind of fun. She's great. She is, without a doubt, and you have heard me rave about her, the best president going. There is no one better than her. And the fact that she showed up with that large group today, it was really something. I got to talk to Ali's parents. I talked to Ali's wife a little bit, Mallory, met a few other people. It was really, really a wonderful time at practice. And I got to watch a little bit of the pickup. And of course, I was cracking up. I could watch Isaiah Stevens play for hours and hours if I wanted to. I had to leave. I had to get home. But, first 2 possessions, you see Isaiah distribute a pass for a layup to somebody and a pass to somebody else for a layup. And it's like old times watching him set guys up. But what was really interesting was I did get a chance to touch bases with Kyle Jorgensen. Kyle was playing with Isaiah, and it was really interesting because Isaiah has, with his vision, sees the whole court. And if Kyle was on the perimeter and was open, Isaiah would figure out a way to fire absolute pinpoint passes. And I saw Kyle nailing threes today. And all I could think of was, boy, if we get a point guard, if we get guards this year that can play with any kind of polish and distribution like Isaiah, you might see an actual explosion out of Kyle Jorgensen. It was fun to watch. Guys. I saw Isaiah miss a shot and Joel Scott dunk the follow to win one of the games. But it was just fun watching them play. Neek and Isaiah going off, and then Neek deciding I better guard him if we want to slow him down. So it was like I said, it was a lot of fun. It was special. I can't describe the feeling of getting to see all these guys and the ringleader. The guy I forgot. I know who I forgot, and he was the ringleader. Chandler Jacobs from the 2022 team. Chandler played 1 season in 2022, came off the bench and was absolute killer. He was a Division II All-American at Dallas Baptist, and a definite fan favorite and one of my favorites as well. And he ended up, he decided, he's been playing in Spain, and he was back in the United States. And he found out, when he found out Ali had gotten the head coaching job, he decided he was going to come visit because he was so happy for Ali. Ali was the one who recruited him out of Dallas Baptist. And then all of a sudden he got wind that other people would be interested, and he started organizing. And next thing you know, all these people are coming back, and hopefully that'll turn into tradition, and hopefully they'll figure out a way do something even greater. I know they took the team and the ex-players out to Ginger and Baker last night. And like I said, the pickup stuff today, and just to see all of them, and for the guys in the current program to get a feel for here's get on the floor and just play and get to meet these great players we had. And I put something on social media the other day, yesterday. Who would have thunk that you could show up at a CSU practice and you'd have 4 NBA players walking around? You had David Rody, you had Isaiah Stevens, you had Nick Clifford, and you had John Tanji. 3 from the same recruiting class, and then Nick obviously from started at CU and came and obviously developed and blew up while he was at CSU. So I mean, to have that happen, to watch what happens in terms of the way they play the game is really, really exciting. So I wanted to talk about that. It was euphoric just to be around these people. And when I was talking, I can't remember who I was talking to. I get this little poke on the shoulder, and it's Rody, or I get this little, across the thing, a wave from an Isaiah Stevens. These guys they're just special people. They're real people. They're honest and sincere. And I don't know how to describe it other than they make it such a joy to be a fan. They make it such a joy for me to have this channel. And I got to know Isaiah very, very well in his 5 years here. Last year, I got to know Nick pretty well, had him on the show. And I talked with him a lot yesterday, just about Summer League and how it went. And he was very happy. Obviously, they were disappointed they lost, but he talked about how he was happy. And I asked him a bunch of different stuff. And but the other thing I said was, well, I'll try and come see you. I know your parents are going to see you. I'll try and come to a game. I won't make it to Sacramento. If it's in Denver, I might come in Denver, but more likely I'll try and figure out a way to go to a game in Utah and see. Hopefully Isaiah will travel, see Nick, Isaiah, and then maybe John as well, and catch all 3 of them. But I said, Nick, I would love to have you on one of my my YouTube shows this year, but I'm not going to bother you. You're going to be so busy with media commitments and all that, and busy with just being a pro and playing 80 games. He looked at me and said, well, just keep in touch if I can. And he was more than willing to come on the show. And that's who Nick Clifford is, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to be too busy for me. And I said, I'm not hurt. Believe me, I am not hurt by that. Sometimes we have to move on in life. And here we are. We're a small channel. We're having fun. We're a CSU focused channel, a little bit of Mountain West, but a lot of CSU, and a very, very focused, very well-defined channel. Everybody would love to catch up with Nick, but I will understand if he doesn't have the time. But just even the fact that he acknowledged that he'd even consider it, that was something. And here's Taylor with that's the definition of Ramley. It is amazing. And it is the good feeling. I talked with Ali's mom today, and we talked about a little more about when Ali got the job, and she said, Steve, you were 99% sure that he was going to be the coach. She said, you told me that at the Maryland game. And I said, well, I was. And it's not because I knew anything, but it's because I knew that the only thing I knew was you've got smart people in charge. You've got a president in Amy Parsons and an athletic director in John Weber that we're going to recognize that Ali was the obvious. It was a no-brainer for Ali to be the coach. And I've talked about this. When you have good people in charge, they make not just good decisions, but they make powerful, fast decisions. And they did with Ali. It was done in a few days. And Ali hit the ground running with recruiting. We've seen the fruits of what he did with this portal class. I've had 4 of the players on already. I've had Brandon Rechsteiner, people are going to love him. I've had Josh Pasquarelli. You're going to love him as well. I had Jace Butler. Jace is a really, really good player. All three of these guys are going to play serious minutes. We had Augie today, and he's going to play serious minutes. And then tomorrow night, I'm going to have Carrie Booth on. We couldn't. I told him. I talked to him at the beginning of the week, and he said Thursday night was good, and I'm excited to have him on. You're going to love him. His game. All I can say is he can do some things that other players can't do, and once he gets integrated and really starts feeling more and more comfortable in this CSU system, he's got some work to do, but he could be the best of all of them. And he's a heck of a player. So I'm really excited to have him. And then we'll have Jevin Muniz on. We'll try and get him next week, and I'll bring in some of the new coaches as well. But it was great having Augie, like I said today, and we'll have Carrie tomorrow, continuing this Swollapalooza Summer Series. So I'm going to call it a night. Stick around for the video. The closing video is different tonight. It will be the fight song, but it's got photos and video from the stuff this week with the returning players. So everybody, thanks for joining me on the Swollapalooza Summer Series. Thank you to Highland Meadows Golf Course for sponsoring. Like I said, you get out there, support them as much as you can. They're great supporters of the show and the CSU men's basketball program. Go tell Chad, go tell Zach, Drew, Jim, how much you appreciate it. Go out there, make a tee time, go play the premier public golf course in northern Colorado. So I'll see everybody tomorrow night. Thanks a lot for joining me. Have a good evening. Go Rams.